Sometimes, life can get messy, and all we need to do is talk it out. Other times, we just need to create some goals and have some accountability. Well, Nikki's here to help. Welcome to Nikki B Life Coach.
Hi guys, thanks for clicking back in and checking back in with Nikki B Life Coach. I cannot even express to you how wonderful this is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. So I'd love to know via email. You can always email me at nikkiB@straighttalkwithross.com. I want to know how many of you dove in and tried to use the meditation trick that I gave you in the last episode. You know, that instead of trying to quiet the mind, sort of acknowledging that you are the observer of your thoughts. It's a nice way to detach yourself from the anxiety and the story and the thoughts that you're having. It's a good way to calm yourself down, and it's a good way to tune in such a deep way. And I wanted to know if anybody had tried that. I also wanted to say thanks to all of you that have emailed me and opened your hearts about life coaching and also given me questions and information to share on the show. So I'm going to dive in. I got an email from a listener who says, I'm a 34-year-old. I've been married for 4 years. He says that we have 2 little boys who are 2 and 3, foster boys, and we've had them for over 2 years, and I hope to adopt them soon. My parents sold their house and moved nearby. I'm a big family guy, and family means so much to me. It all sounds great, right? But I tend to feel unhappy. I have a decent job, but it's unfulfilling. There is stress with fostering. It will get better once they are adopted, but that keeps getting pushed back. I just keep feeling stuck. I dream of moving to California and leaving the small town life behind, but I feel bad about leaving my parents and taking my kids away from them. I'm not doing what I thought I would be doing in my life, with the exception of being a dad. I just don't know why I'm so stuck in the funk, and I don't know what to do. I hope this gives you a little more to go off of for the segment. Use what you want, and thanks again for everything you do. Dustin Owens. First of all, Dustin, thank you. Just thank you for being vulnerable and honest and no bullshit about all of this, because life is messy. And sometimes it doesn't work out the way we planned, and sometimes what we had planned in our head doesn't feel in our bodies the way we thought it would. So I guess what I want to bring to light is life coaching is very much about give and take. So if I was on the phone with Dustin right now, I would be digging in and asking him questions. So I'm going to do that now, and maybe you could sort of implement this into things in your life. So Dustin said they have 2 little foster boys, and he's a family guy. So family came up probably 3 different times in this email. So I would say, tell me about what family means to you. And I would dig into that. So Dustin, if you're listening, what does family mean to you? What does it represent? How does it manifest? Give me everything you could tell me about what your family means and what the word family means. Also, where do you feel family in your body? We all hold our feelings in certain places in our body. And if you have time, look up chakras. I know that Moldavite. We talk about crystals and bullshit. We talk about crystals helping our bodies. We talk about tuning into our chakras. Chakras are an amazing thing to explore. So there's YouTube videos out there about all the different chakras, but they definitely sit in different places in your body. And I'd love to know, for anybody listening, as well as Dustin, where does the word family feel like it sits in your body? Is it a head thing? Is it a throat thing? Is it a heart thing? Is it a gut thing? Where does it fall? And I just find this to be interesting because I like to tune into where things feel in your body. And I think that's important because once we realize where it sort of resonates in our body, we can tune into that part in our body. And then I would say, you said that you feel stuck. And what does stuck feel like? But more importantly, what does unstuck feel like? So right now, Dustin, you have a lot of things that you want to be grateful for, that you are grateful for, but you wish you were more grateful for, right? Don't you hate that feeling when you're like, I feel like I should be more grateful for my life, but something's blocking that gratitude, and I want to get to the bottom of that. In order to get to the bottom of that, I want to know, what does unstuck feel like? What does it look like? What does it feel like in your body? What are examples of that are happening in your present? How do you want unstuck to look in your future? And then we would just dig and dig and dig and go deeper and deeper and deeper and find little nuggets in there that we could work on together. So I guess if anybody's listening, this could be a great exercise inspired by Dustin. I mean, I think we all feel stuck sometimes. But what does unstuck look like for you? Grab a pen, paper. By the way, writing things down is so good for your brain. It stores in your brain in a different way than if you talk it or if you type it. Writing does something where it like sort of embeds things in your brain in a different way. So get a piece of paper and a pen and write down what unstuck looks like for you. What are examples of that? What are feelings of unstuck? What are things that you would say out loud if you were unstuck? So take time and do that. I guess you could pause this right now and do it. That would be kind of interesting. We could do this together. So take a little minute, pause this, and write down what unstuck looks, feels, and what that would manifest for you. Okay, that was great. I'm glad you did that, guys. So, unstuck. And then let's pick those apart and find little mini goals within that we can actually attain together. So for example, if unstuck to you feels like a new job that makes you feel worthy and inspires you, but the stuck part that you're in is a job that you can't stand and that makes you feel worthless. So I would say, what are some things that we can do to make that dream that you have a reality? What are some tangible, tiny baby steps that we can do to get started? And it could be as simple as, I need to redo my resume. Because without redoing my resume, it will go nowhere. And I've been putting it off for 6 months, and now I need to do it. And then I, as your life coach, would say, okay, you've got a week or you've got 2 weeks, and you'll report back to me and we'll go over your resume. So that accountability there is so vital, and it's such good teamwork, and it's so important, and it ignites action and motivation. And sometimes you don't meet your goals. Sometimes it happens. But then we talk about why we didn't meet the goals and what that brings up for you. So it's a lot of self-discovery. So bringing it back to Dustin, unstuck for Dustin sounds multifaceted. It sounds like it has to do with work, family, where he lives, and just an overall feeling. So sometimes when we're feeling stuck or overwhelmed or frustrated in our lives, we tend to let everything get filtered through that feeling. So there might be things that are, feel a little bit frustrating, like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 2 or a 3. But because our entire life is feeling that way, it gets lumped in and it gets filtered through the frustration. So then everything starts to feel frustrating. Everything starts to feel stuck. And I have a feeling that Dustin just feels stuck all over. But if we can sort of pinpoint the most important spot where it feels stuck and work from there, then it's not so all-encompassing. Then it's not so overwhelming. So that's a little bit what life coaching would do for Dustin. To get in there, to dig in there, find out what family means, find out what he wants that to look like, find out what stuck means, find out what unstuck means, and then find some goals and some tasks that can maybe loosen that up and not make it feel so stuck. And it's really just having a conversation about it and getting to the root of the problem. I can't tell you how many clients call me and say, I think this is the issue. And then when we dig a little deeper, we realize it might be another issue, or it might be something else that we haven't quite uncovered. And then we get into that, and then we create goals accordingly. So it can be really rewarding. And I just want to say, you can do it. It's just putting in the time and the work into yourself. And you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to sift through and find out what it is that makes you happy.
And now, a moment of mindfulness.
There's this really cool quote that Jackie Beat, I think, shared on her timeline once on Instagram, and I snagged it and stole it because I loved it so much and it made so much sense to me. And here it is. Take this in, you guys. Make a list of the things that make you happy. Make a list of the things you do every day. Compare the lists, adjust accordingly. Isn't that so beautifully simple? Like, what makes you happy and how often are you doing that? Now listen, I understand that life gets in the way, and I understand sometimes you don't have time to sit and think about what makes you happy. But when is the last time that you just sat for 20 minutes and thought, when am I the most happy in my life? And am I doing those things on a regular basis? That's how you live a full life. It's accountability. And I can help you with that, whether it's just encouraging meditation, encouraging conversation, asking questions, this little time that we have on this podcast together, or if you decide to do life coaching with me. However it looks, I would love to help you live your most unstuck, beautiful, filled with love life. So that's our episode today. You guys let me know if you have any questions or things you'd like to talk about, or I will constantly share any goodies that I find along the way. I will share them with you. And I just appreciate your time. Thanks for listening, you guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Nikki B. Life Coach. If you're interested in working with Nikki as a coach, contact her at talkitoutlifecoach@gmail.com or visit her website, talkitoutlifecoach.com. If you have a question you'd like her to address on this segment, email her at nikkiB@straighttalkwithross.com.